Hello, and welcome back to Heart with Prisca, where real conversations happen, practical wisdom is shared, and purposeful living begins. I'm Prisca, and I'm so grateful you've chosen to spend a few minutes with me today. In our last episode, I shared 5 life lessons that have shaped who I am. Today, I want to talk about something that almost all of us will face at one point or another: the power of starting over. Can I be honest? Starting over sounds exciting when you're watching someone else's success story, but when you're the one living it, it's hard, it's uncomfortable, sometimes it's painful, especially when starting over wasn't your choice. When I moved to Canada, I wasn't simply relocating. I was leaving behind a career I had worked years to build. I left behind familiarity, professional recognition, friends, family, confidence. I became a newcomer all over again. There were days I asked myself, God, was all that experience for nothing? Maybe you've asked yourself something similar. Maybe your career didn't work out the way you expected. Maybe your marriage looks different than you imagined. Maybe the business failed. Maybe you've applied for job after job and no one has called. Maybe you're grieving the life you thought you would have by now. If that's you, I want you to know you're not alone. For a long time, I thought I was starting from zero, until one day, God changed the way I saw it. I realized I wasn't starting from scratch. I was starting from experience. And there is a huge difference, because experience doesn't disappear simply because your address changes. Your degree didn't disappear. Your resilience didn't disappear. Your work ethic didn't disappear. Your character didn't disappear. Everything you've been through has prepared you for where you're going next. Your location changed, not your value. That realization changed everything for me. I'll be honest. There were jobs I applied for that I didn't get. There were moments I questioned myself. There were days I wondered whether I was good enough. But every rejection, every interview, every course, every volunteer opportunity, every small win was quietly preparing me for where I am today. Looking back now, I can see that nothing was wasted. Not one experience, not one disappointment, not one tear. God was building something in me before He built something around me. One thing I often remind myself is this: it's okay to fall off, just don't stay there. I've had to start over more than once. After losing weight, I gained it again after pregnancy, and now I'm starting again. Not because I failed, but because life happened, and that's okay. The important thing is that I refuse to stay where I was. The same principle applies to life. You can begin again, and again. Every new beginning is another opportunity to become who God is calling you to be. Here's something else I've learned. Starting over requires courage, not because you aren't afraid, but because you choose to move despite the fear. Sometimes your next chapter begins with something very ordinary: submitting one application, making one phone call, sending one email, registering for one course, recording one podcast, building one website, taking one small step. Those little steps eventually become a completely different life. Before we finish today, I want to leave you with 3 things. Number 1, your past prepared you. It didn't disqualify you. Number 2, comparison is one of the quickest ways to rob yourself of joy. Don't compare your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 20. Focus on your own journey. And number 3, never be ashamed to begin again. Sometimes the life you've been praying for starts with the courage to become a beginner. Today, when I look back, I realize that many of the things I once called setbacks, God was calling preparation. If everything had gone according to my original plan, I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. I wouldn't have started this podcast. I wouldn't have launched my website. I wouldn't have discovered gifts I never knew I had. So, if life has handed you a new beginning, don't spend all your energy looking behind you. Look ahead, because you are not becoming less. You're becoming more. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode encouraged you, would you do me a favor? Share it with someone who's going through a season of starting over. You never know how one conversation can change someone's perspective. In our next episode, we'll talk about why rejection isn't the end of your story, and I cannot wait to share that conversation with you. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, keep trusting God, and keep living with purpose. I'm Prisca, and I'll see you heart to heart.